Okay, so as you can see, have the engine removed. You can also see that I cut out a big portion of the van. The front, all of this I unbolted. I had to cut the bumper and this here. It just would not come loose with the tools that I have. So I just cut it. I'm scrapping the van anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I pulled the engine out. You can see the down pipe is still in there. I have to remove that. A couple cables for the battery. The rear battery I have to remove. Fuel pump and a wiring harness there. Just a short one. Not a big deal. Remove the brake booster, the brake pedal, the accelerator pedal. Everything inside is gone. A lot of that is going to go into the harness. There are two other harnesses inside that are going to be wired in together along with the exterior engine harness. But this was quite a pain to take out of here. Now, where I am here, the way I'm in my garage, the only way I could get in here and still have room, there's no way I could pull out the engine and then pull the transmission separate. There just wasn't enough room to get it out from under the van. So I had to pull it all out in one unit. And that is one heavy piece of equipment. So as you can see over here, it's my first test fit. Now, I know it's dirty still. It's, you know, whatever. It's a test fit. I'm going to go ahead and measure for everything, mounts, transmission, cross member, you know, everything that I need. I just wanted to see how everything would work out. As you can see, I had to cut out the firewall for it to fit. Now, I wanted to move it back as far as I could without it being a pain. The firewall was already hacked up by the previous person. Somebody put a 302 in it, a Ford engine, and it was in really bad shape. So I honestly didn't cut out very much of it. I had maybe this corner that I cut out, a little bit here in this corner. But anyhow, as you can see, it's sitting down in there. That's pretty much where it's going to be sitting. You see the turbo back there. Now that's all going to be boxed in, of course, insulated to make everything safe. I'm thinking I might try to make this my intake. I'm not sure if I can. I'm not sure if I can get it to work out that way. But it's a possibility, I guess. See my pump here, which I'll probably do away with this because I'm not going to have my air conditioner. I just don't have room for it. I'll probably do away with this and maybe get an aftermarket pump to mount somewhere else. Alternator here, of course that'll stay. I would love to be able to relocate that, but it works out okay right there, so not a big deal. Maybe later down the road I could relocate it to kind of get it out of the way, clean up the engine bay a little bit. The only harness I believe that we're going to see out here is this one going to the solenoid, and it'll be mounted somewhere here. I'll have my battery here. Of course, it's going to be dual batteries. I'll have probably one here and one in the trunk. I might move both of them to the trunk. Depends on how much room I have. I also have a fuel cell that's going to go back there. I'm going to shoot for 20 gallons. I might have to go with 15 gallon. But anyhow, see, everything works out here where it's setting right now. I would like to move it forward just a little bit, but where it is right now, the oil filter will go on it no problem. No, I won't have to have a relocation kit for that. The oil cooler doesn't interfere with anything. The steering, everything works out here. Now on the Hudson, it's all rear steer, so it's behind this cross member instead of, a lot of vehicles where it's in the front of the cross member. This is behind it. So with a rear sump pan, it caused a little bit of issue. I didn't want to have to cut up a pan or spend a lot of money to go with a dry sump setup. That's just way too much money. I don't want to spend all that. I've already got a budget on this, which isn't a whole lot. I don't want this car to be perfect by any means. I want it to be fun to drive. I want it to be unique and mine. I want to make it what I want. And that's pretty much it. It's not a concern of being original or being perfect exterior or interior. I'm going to do everything that I possibly can myself. Going to be learning on the way. So yeah, this fan's going to go. I'm going to use probably dual electric fans. That honestly depends on my radiator setup. Now the radiator that was in the van is gigantic, very tall. Of course won't fit in here. So I'm probably going to have one made. I'm going to get a radiator to put in here, see how it works. If it doesn't cool it well enough, then I'll redo all of my bracketry and have a radiator made that's as wide as this opening and as tall as I possibly can, and get it to about the same dimensions as the stock radiator. Of course, I'll have a transmission cooler. I'm thinking about having an intercooler because I do have room for an intercooler here. As you can see, I have plenty of room. The radiator will be here. I have plenty of room. I could move the radiator back. I could put an intercooler. There's a lot of options I have here. Everything in the front, grill, whole works is going to be custom, so I can work around anything here. But yeah, so there it is. That is where it will sit, just like it is here. As you can see, it's not too high. Now, of course, the stock hood has a big hump in the middle that goes over all this. But anyway, so that's that. So stay tuned for everything else to come. I'm going to do my transmission cross member, have everything mounted there, get the transmission mounted where it's going to be. Then I'm going to separate the engine and transmission, pull the engine out again, work on the mounts for the engine, clean up the frame, do suspension work, box in all the firewall, insulation, everything there. So stay tuned.